How's it going, everybody? This is Nathan at Kenton Equipment. We are a Northern Kentucky and Greater Cincinnati Toro dealer, and today we're going to be doing a walk around on the Titan Series residential zero turn. All right, so if you look at the Titan lineup, you're going to find a lot of different models, but they can be broken up pretty simply into a base Titan or a Titan Max. In both of those series, you're going to have the same frame and a lot of the same features, and then you're going to have some small differences where one just gets a little bigger than the other. The Titan overall is what you'd call kind of a prosumer model. So it's designed to be bigger than the base residential time cutter they offer, but not necessarily a full-size commercial unit like their 2000, 4000 series commercial zero turns. Has a heavier frame, heavier deck, and some heavier components, but maybe not the full-size commercial stuff for people who are doing it every day. So first off, on the base Titan, all the front axles have been updated recently with the new I-beam construction front end. They also have a really heavy-duty yoke and these new treaded front tires that don't really offer any benefit other than they look pretty cool. It's very heavy-duty up here. If you compare this segment of kind of prosumer in-between zero turns, that's something that's going to differ. Some manufacturers are going to put some lighter front axles on. Some manufacturers are going to go heavier. This is basically the same design on their full-size commercial units. The deck options on all the Titans are 48, 54, or 60. There's nothing in between. The mower deck really takes after the commercial units too. It's a 10-gauge steel with a wrapped reinforcement all the way around, and they have this really unique bumper on the front end that's designed to reinforce and help roll over impacts. You've also got a really nice step and a solid hanger system. So it is a floating deck, but you don't have the chains that would rattle and shake the deck around while you're going. Very high quality and very nice cut quality too. This is going to cut very similar to the full-size commercial units. The deck lift system is also reminiscent of the larger models. So you have a nice foot-operated deck lift. That's pretty normal in the market. But you also have this pin-type lift system. So it starts at 1 inch, goes up to 5. There's quarter-inch increment adjustments. And there's this really cool lockout lever. So I can lock it up at full height, unlock it to go down to my cut height, and then lock it back up when I want to put it back on the trailer. That's one of the things you see on models that could be both used for residential and commercial work. The operator station layout is very simple. You have 2 regular stick controls, they're fully adjustable, and then you have a regular throttle, choke, and key switch, and every model includes an hour meter. You've got a different kind of larger PTO switch than what you see on the smaller models. It's the same one they use in the big commercial units. Something that's offered on both Titan models, the Max and the regular one, is this suspension system. It's called a MyRide, and what it does is isolate the seat and the operator station from the rest of the mower with this big coil string suspension. A lot of different manufacturers are going to try to accomplish this in different ways. Some of them are going to put suspension up here in the front yokes. Some are going to put an entire independent suspension system on the entire mower. Some of them are just going to put a suspension seat on. What they're trying to achieve is separating the mower from the operator so that jolt isn't felt, but not in a way that compromises cut quality like you might have if the entire mower is allowed to float on a suspension. So it works pretty well. You'd have to sit on it for yourself to see if you prefer this style over others. It is adjustable for weight, so you can tune it to the operator, and it works really well in my opinion. Both Titan models are going to have really easy maintenance access. You've got a nice big area here around the engine that lets it breathe. They also have a built-in oil drain hose, really easy access to the filter and fill, and your seat lifts up out of the way to get to a lot of other maintenance components. So everything's really open. I personally really like the battery location. To jump and change that battery is super easy. You're not digging down into the mower to get to it. So well laid out. You're going to see a lot of different options for engine on both models. You're going to have a Kohler or a Kawasaki option in every deck size. The Kohler is a Kohler Pro 7000 series, and the Kawasaki is an FR series with the horsepower tuned for the exact mower deck. Both those engines are going to sit kind of in between that residential and commercial space, so they should offer a very long lifespan. The transmission in the regular base Titan is a Hydrogear 2800, so it's serviceable and should also give you a good service life. If you go up to the larger Titan Max model, you're going to have a bigger engine and transmission option. We're talking about that next. So on the Titan Max, you've got an upgraded engine and transmission. It's a Hydrogear 3100, serviceable, so it's the same series but a little bit higher CC. And then you have a true Kohler Pro engine. This is going to get it a little bit closer to that commercial size. You're also going to see a roll bar on all of the Titan Max models. You're also going to get a standard set of armrests on the Titan Max, as well as an LED headlight you'll see that sits right under the front end. It's a great spot for the lights because they shine right where you need to see. All right, lastly, the Titan Max is going to get 1 inch larger rear tires. Speaking of the tires, you have a Voodoo track rear tire on all of these models. It's designed to be a little bit more aggressive but not tear up the grass too much to try to solve the traction issue that zero turns sometimes have. If you're looking at a Titan Max, I would say if you have a property above 2 or 3 acres, or especially if you're using it commercially at all, it's well worth the price. I think you're going to see a return just in the engine and transmission in lifespan and longevity. So it might be a good investment. And on the rear end of all the models, you also get a hitch. It's a standard trailer hookup, so it will work with all regular lawn equipment. Your fuel tank on both models is going to be 7 gallons, so a little higher than regular residential models. It's also centered right in the middle of the machine to keep it planted and that center of gravity right in the middle. All Titan models are going to be covered under a really fantastic warranty. It's 4-year, 500-hour, bumper-to-bumper, covers everything besides wear items. You're going to find that manufacturers will start to put hour limits on units this size because commercial people will actually start to buy them and use them in place of the larger true commercial mowers. Most people residential are not going to put 500 hours on a unit in 4 years. That would be very difficult to achieve. It's also supported by a really fantastic company. Toro is big. They've been doing it a really long time. And so you don't have to worry about parts support. We've never had a problem. So peace of mind, if anything. So that's everything on the Toro Titan. If you'd like to see any of these in more detail, visit our website at kittenequipment.com. You can also see what we have in stock at every moment and get a current accurate price. If you want to talk to any of our salespeople, feel free to give us a call or stop by any of our locations in Northern Kentucky. Thanks.